Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan, here with a pre-recorded video for you today. I am going to, this is an experiment, okay? I saw this idea. I'm not 100% sure how it was done, but I'm going to give it a shot. So, first thing you need to know is both of these designer series papers are online. So, I have got, these have been around for a while. This paper is really pretty awesome. It is called Full of Life. It's $12.50. And these are the pieces that I'm going to be using. You'll see I have 2 of each of these. I pulled them out because I'm not sure if I'm going to need 1 or 2. This one I know I only need 1. Then this is new, and you can see how I've kind of cut it up. I fussy cut a bunch of flowers out of this designer series paper, which is called Lovely Garden, also online for $12.50. So those are the designer series papers we're going to use. I have a piece of basic white cardstock cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and then a thick basic white 8.5 by 11. Scored at 5.5. So those are my basic pieces. So let's see how we do. Okay, so we are going to move these out of the way. Again, this is a pre-recorded video. However, I would love to still see you comment. Remember, my lives are always on my Facebook page, usually on Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when I try to do them live. Facebook.com MemoryINKers /MemoryINKers. And MemoryINKers.com is where you go to shop my Stampin' Up! Website. That is it. Okay. So if you have questions or anything, let me know. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This is all, like I said, experimental, because I'm copying something that I don't know if I'm going to be right. So, the first thing I want to do is, this is the one sheet that's different, and I grabbed it because it's got the colors that I'm going to be using. So, I'm trying to decide which way to grab it. I think it's going to be this way. So I want it to go on the paper like this. This is going to be my background, my matting for this 3 3/4 by 5 piece. So I'm going to trim this down, the designer series paper, to 4 by 5.25, just like you would normally do for a mat on your page. Now look at how pretty that is. But look, I mean, you know, don't throw anything away. That's my theory. And then here we're going to go to 5.25. And hopefully you noticed that I picked up, oh gosh, sorry. I put my piece of basic white on here because I wanted to see what was going to be peeking out. Now, I realize that this is prettier than when it's covered up, but I wanted the multiple colors all the way around, so it's okay. And I have plenty of sheets of this because not only do I have a lot left in that pack that's open, but I have a whole nother pack because I like it that much. So these two are going to go together. All right. So I'm saving my scraps. Of course, you can see here I have where I cut out the flowers. Now, here's my trick. I'm guessing at all this. I am going to cut these at 3 3/4. And I know I want this orange. I only need 1 of these, I think. Excuse me. So I'm going to cut it to 3 1/4. I may make some adjustments because, like I said, I don't know for sure. So I'm cutting that one to 3 3/4. Set that aside. And then this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to need 2, but I grabbed 2 just in case. Now this is where I want 3 strips that are 3 3/4, but I want them in the different colors. So I'm going to be paying attention. I kind of want this green, so I'm looking at where the 3 3/4 is here on my cut. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to trim this one here. And then I'm going to flip it over and go to 3/4. I think I said 3 3/4 last time, but no, 3/4. Whoops. So this is a piece I want, and this is a scrap. Okay. Then I'm going to want this piece of pink. So I'm going to trim that down. I forget what this is called. I call it an arm. There's probably a technical name, but it's made to lock down, and it's been locking pretty good for me today. Now I want some blue, but the good news is I just want the blue that's on here on the end, so I don't have to make extra cuts. Now, the one that I saw done was done with some very pretty plaid paper. I have some plaid paper, but they were muted tones, and I wanted it bright and happy. So here's where we are. Okay. Oh, let's see what happens. I don't know. We're going to find out, right? Okay. So I think I'm done with this, but I'll have it close by just in case. And now I have to grab a sentiment. And my sentiment is from the Thankful Garden, which actually goes with the designer series paper that these flowers came out of. So I'm going to be using that. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to stamp it onto a scrap of paper or not, but I did grab my Memento ink, and I'm using the sentiment that says, "Thankful for you, friend." Okay? And this is seriously a scrap. Look, you can see it's dirty, so definitely you only have one chance to use it on this scrap before I'd have to grab another one. All right, so here we go. Let's get this sentiment stamped, and I'll have it ready in case I decide to do it this way. I was debating, do I want to put it directly onto the card front, or do I want to make a pop-up tag? I don't know yet, so we are going to stamp it right there. There we go. And then I'm going to need to trim that down. So for now, that's set aside. So I have all my cuts, all my fussy cutting. I am not the world's greatest fussy cutter, as you will see, but I don't think that matters. I think that we can be brave about things. All right. So I am going to prepare. Forgot my adhesives. Oops. That's kind of important. Oh, I forgot. I left this on purpose. Can you see how it's got glue goobers? It works just like your silicone mat, these things. You guys have asked me questions about this. So, yeah, it leaves glue goobers, but you just pull them off. All right. Set that over there. Okay. All right, so I want to adhere. It's so hard to cover that up. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's so pretty. So, anyway, I am very excited about this new scrapbooking. What did they call it? I forget. It's that 3 days of scrapbooking where you make a 2-page spread, 12 2-page spreads, and they give you the month. So you could make it like the year, which I think is really cool. I personally don't scrapbook in 12 by 12. I scrapbook in 8.5 by 11. Always have. Haven't changed it. So I am probably going to trim those down. But what I like about that idea is you can have, say, January, and then you can make all those as you go, but then you can fit things in between. Like, here's the January section. Okay, here's February, because I know most of us don't scrapbook albums that are just super skinny. I know that. And yes, I apologize for my nails. That medication I was on just destroyed them. So, all right, so here we go. Now, what I want to do is, I'm looking to see what I've got. Nothing that's current. Okay, so I want to cut dovetails into these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I've got two of them together, and I'm going to go up where I think is about the middle and go from corner to snip spot, and then from corner-ish, if my hands will let me, up to the snip spot. So look, I've got a nice dovetail. I want them all to be the same. So I am going to cheat. Or, you know, really, is it cheating? I'm doing it. So no, it's not. So now I've got them, and I can just follow along the same way. Right there. And right there. There we go. So now look, see, I can see that these two, they're probably cut just not exactly the same, but it's okay because I know perfection is overrated for one, but I can see that it's off a little bit. So I'm just going to go and snip up and snip here. So if you were a little more careful, yours probably won't need to do that, but now I have them, and they should be pretty, yeah, that's pretty exact. So my second cutting was off a little bit. It's no big deal. All right, now here's where the fun comes in. I am going to lay that one there, and I think I'm going to go blue, pink, green. I think that is my plan. So I'm just checking because I'm looking at what's in the background here. So this is near the green, and this is near the orangey yellow, right? So that's where I want it. Now I could stamp my sentiment again if I wanted to down here, but I picked a pretty big sentiment, so I don't think I think I'm either gonna do no sentiment, or I'm gonna trim this one out and put it on there. Sorry, I just had to look. I paused it for a second, and when I pause it, I never know for sure what's going on. So I'm gonna grab these three colors, but not this one yet. And I am going to cut them off about right there. So I think it's probably, yeah, it is about halfway. It's like 3 inches. So it's like half the pack, right? And I want these. So these are going to go back, like I said. This one, I'm probably going to cut the same, but possibly a little bit longer. So I'm going to hold on to that one for a minute. So, like I said, this is a learning curve, you guys. Seriously, I don't know what I'm doing. I saw a card, and I'm doing it from memory because the card design that I saw is on my phone, and I'm using my phone to record this, so I can't even look at the picture that I saved of the very cool card that somebody made. I think this needs to be over just a touch. So there. I want to make it as straight as you can. You know how I feel about perfection. So I'm just trying to get my separations in place so I can have a fairly good idea of how much space to give them. I'm just going to kind of line it up with that one. Ah, I love liquid glue, except when it moves, when I think I have it perfect. There. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do this one. Okay, so now I've got that, and now I'm going to do this one. And yes, I know I'm off a little bit here. It's okay. I'm okay with it. So I'm going to cut this one a little bit, just a little bit longer. So there is this. Okay. And if you wanted to try and center it more, I mean, I'm sure that would work out too. In fact, I'm not looking at the card. Maybe it was supposed to be better centered. I don't know. But I've got it slightly off center. Now, here's where the I don't know what I'm doing part comes in. I'm going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I am going to take the first color, which is this greenish color, and about center, but not quite center, I am going to put, let me see, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on top of each other. It's a learning curve, learning. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to put a little adhesive. I actually think maybe, I'm going to move this carefully. It needs to be closer to the center. There. Now I'm going to go like this. And it's not, it needs to be back. Learning curve, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'm going to hold it like this. And now, see how it's kind of given me a loop? Okay. And hopefully when you mail it, that loop won't go anywhere. So then I'm going to do the same thing with the blue. Let's see, probably about right there. I'm using my grid to hopefully get it a little closer to where I want it to be this time. And a little adhesive. And then I'm going to place them, wow, what's with the shaking? I'm going to place them so that they're a little bit off and onto the next color. Do you see where I'm going with this? So I'm hoping this comes out. Otherwise, this video will never be seen. It will be hidden away, deleted off my phone. But I think it's going okay so far. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think as I'm going along. What you think of this crazy fun idea. Now you're probably wondering, okay, you've got these colors. Why didn't you do the other one? Well, I could, and I may decide to add the other one. The original I saw only had the 3. Why is this everything sticking to me today? I do not know. I probably should have switched these 2 colors so that they'd be less obvious. But let me see. Do I want to do one here? Yeah, why not? The problem is now I trimmed this one, remember? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go to the about not quite 1.5, and I'm going to do it, let's see, 1, and there's the half. So I'm going to go up here. So it's not going to be quite right, but we're going to fake it, right? We can do that. And just hope for the best. So now I'm going to go like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this one down like here and here so that hopefully it works. Yep, that works. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to start gluing these in place. And I'm going to start with this one since it's a problem child. because, like I said, I am faking it. I am faking it, which now gives me good reason to have, trying to get them so they're even here, gives me good reason to have the space, right? Because this is off a little bit, like so. If it would quit sticking to my fingers, it would be good. Now, because this one is cut weird, that's why I wanted to do it first. It's one of the reasons, because it's the problem child. So now I want to make these even with that when I glue them down. And I'm only adding glue to this top piece. You could do more. Maybe I want it over a little bit more. I don't know. I think that's okay. We're faking it, right? We're just kind of faking along. Seeing what I must have glue on my finger. I do. Oh, I know why. Because I cleaned off my silicone thing. So it, yeah, that's why. Now set this one off a little bit. But line it up. I think that one should be over more. It's all an experiment. Hopefully this works out because it was such a cute idea. And I really, really, really wanted to copy it. Okay. So there we go. We have that, right? So now this is where the flowers come in. This one I cut for the inside. I'm going to put that on the inside of the card. But then I've got some like bows of flowers. But I also wanted some extra leaves. So this was at the end of the paper. And I thought, well, you know, I could throw it out. Same with this one. But I could use them to fill in. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then I have to decide about this. I don't know. You guys. Let me see. You know I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting. But let's see how I do here. Even though I fussy cut all the flowers. I don't like to do it. Some people find it relaxing. I'm not going to say I've never found it relaxing. But I will say not really. It's not my favorite thing to do. So we're going to just attempt a little fussy cutting. And if you see it not fussy cut all of a sudden, it'll be because I really messed this up and I have tossed it and went with some other situation. Get that out of my way. I really envy those people who are like, they zip along like do 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 do, and they've got it all done. I think that's wonderful. Yay, you. Not me. It's just not me. I wish it were, but it is not. Now, my thing is I do know that you turn the paper, not the scissors. I know that trick. It's just that I still do too many stop and starts. So I get like little pointed areas or squared off where I wanted it to be round. It's just, it just happens. I can't help myself. But, you know, I probably, if I did it more, I would be better at it. But I just don't do it that often. So here we go. I'm going to cut that off. And then try and curve around that. Come down. So I know most people would speed this process up, but I'm a realism kind of demonstrator and realism with my videos. So you're almost, I don't want to say never because I'm not going to say someday I won't decide, but I used to edit and stuff my videos, but I just don't anymore. I just don't. People, what I've heard is that people like that mine are more real. So I think this is going to go down here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So now I'm going to start putting on these flowers, and I definitely want to cover this up. But I'm going to be tucking, so I don't want to put too much adhesive on here. So we're going to set that one here. It is going to go on the card front, which I probably should put it on the card front, because then I can see what's hanging over onto the white, and that would be okay too. So let me do that. Okay. I think you guys are seeing what I'm doing already, and I'm not kidding you. I think I'm going to love this card. I think. I know I'm not doing the ends, you guys. I know you're like going, why isn't she rubbing out the ends like she always does? I don't know. I'm just not right now. Okay. Then I'm going to want this pink. Got a lighter color. See, I think I may have cut more flowers than I needed, which is totally okay with me. Now I don't really want that to hang over that far, so I'm going to see if I can move this and let it kind of, yep. Manipulate the paper. It's cut thin enough there that I thought that was probably acceptable. So now the question is, do I need to add more? I don't know that I do. Maybe. I'm thinking. I think I will. It's a little much. And it sort of is kind of a little on the weird. I'm going to lift that leaf up if I can. And go like that. And now the question is, do I want this one tucked in here? I guess I do, because it wanted to stay there, didn't it? So look how cute is that, right? And then we're going to put this on the inside. So let me do that. I think I'm going to need some bling. Now, this one, I think I will maybe use my silicone brush thing on. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? Oh, so cute. Okay, so now, oops. All right, so I'm going to glue that down since it decided it might consider being a problem. And we want the person who gets this to enjoy it. So I'm not worried about the rest of them. This one seems okay. All right, now I'm going to put the sentiment up on dimensionals, and I'm going to probably put it off center to the right of the card. Let's see, is that going to fit? Yep, and one more little piece here. I hope you guys use up every inch of your dimensionals. Every inch. I've said this before, but it's been a long time. When I first heard of dimensionals, and the first time I'd seen them, this was so long ago, you guys, so long ago. Dimensionals came on a sheet, and they were cut in circles. Did anybody remember that? Having them cut in circles? And people were throwing out all the space between the circles, which was like just as much dimensional as the circles were. So I'm like, well, I will take those off your trash. All right, so I am going to set that right there. Oh, I like it. So let me grab some bling. It needs some bling. Okay, I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to use. So I think this is going to be the winner. The Strawberry Slush. And it's another color too. Pretty in pink. So I think that's close to these colors. So I think that's the one I was going to use. I was also looking at these. These are new. They're the 2024 to 26 in color. So these are the ones that came out last year. But I think I like these. So let's see. I'm going to put one down here by the sentiment. One over here. And one there. Let's see. I think that might be enough. Certainly I could put some bling in the flowers, but I think they kind of speak for themselves. So there you go. What do you think? Do you love it? I do. I'm sorry. I know it's my creation, but I love it. The only thing that would make it better is maybe if I was a better fussy cutter around my flowers, because, you know, some of you could get close enough to not have the white edges, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. It's all right. So I'm teaching you a few things here, a technique that I had never done. So don't be afraid to just go for it and use up your scraps. I mean, this is a scrap. This is a scrap. So use them up and, you know, cut up your DSP, because, I mean, I've got the stamps. I could have stamped stuff, but honestly, the stamps were too big because I looked at them and thought about it, and the flowers were just too big. So let me know what you think. I hope you guys really like this. I'll see you next time. Bye.